What's going on, guys? Didn't think we'd be doing this, but welcome to Content Deputy. Today we'll look at what Ian's been up to since my content cop released and his brilliant systematic dismantling of all criticism sent his way.
And it's hard to believe it's only been a month. Like, there's enough shit that's happened in the last month that this is gonna feel like months have passed. Like, it's just so much shit has happened that it's gonna be like, wow, we've come so far. It's been a month. It's been a month.
Honestly, that sums up this year.
Jesus Christ.
This video not only surpassed $6,000 raised for cancer research, which is a whole lot more than Creator Clash 2 ever did, but it also surpassed the fundraiser attached to the Creator Clash 2 VOD that, Ian made to save face for, the lack of money going to charity. That's not only
That is fucking wild, dude. This no-name kid who no one knows raised more money for charity on his video making fun of a big creator than the big creator himself raised at the actual charity event.
The internet. But then he tried promoting Denim's GoFundMe, trying to sue Ethan, proclaiming that she promoted the Giardia claim, which is true. She did do that. She even tried deleting evidence. After she got caught doing that, she refunded the GoFundMe and isn't gonna do anything now. No.
Yeah, we did a whole video on that one. And the coat that everybody's had in my comments about her deleting evidence. Oh, no. Twitch deleted that VOD, not Denim's. How does that change anything?
Yeah, definitely.
That's still an admission of guilt by Twitch of saying one of our creators needs our help. Let's delete the evidence for it. It's still evidence being deleted, jackass.
Boot.
Because it's all also political. Everything's political. You have to acknowledge that element as well.
No, everything's not political.
No, it's not.
Everything isn't. Do you think I'm thinking about politics when I'm beating my dick? Like, there's nothing political about me masturbating or going back in time to have sex with myself. None of those things are political. Everything is in politics. This is what they mean when they say brain rot, dude. Oh my god. All right, let's do this. Cameron.
Nobody's looking at you.
Whatever his name is, Cameron 305, whatever. Here, I'll put it over here so you can see it. And what? And let's.
I'm not looking at you.
Let's go to the gameplay stream. I made all these graphics myself, guys. What do you think? Let me know. As I'm learning graphics and video editing on my own as I do this. All right.
Our dog always thinks somebody's looking at him.
He's paranoid. One woman in the history of time has had a My Little Pony card. What?
What?
I don't even know what I just read. I've been with my wife 7 years. It's okay. Even if she wears a strap-on, bro, it's not gay. Tell that to iDubbbz. Tell that to iDubbbz. Why does Hassan look like a Zoomer pretending to be an adult so he can... Because he is. This right here?
Yeah.
This right here? This is a...
Why does he have
That
those,
is like a 45-year-old man.
Why does he have the 1970s I'm up to sexual deviancy glasses?
Y'all gonna tell me that ain't a wig? Look at that hair.
Maybe.
No, you can see a clear line right there. Where it just, like... It's not even the same texture of hair.
There's a lot going on there.
Okay.
There is a lot to unpack.
That sounds like, yeah, he's like 45. He's an old man. It's okay. All right, so let's lock in, guys. Let's lock in. Let's focus up. All right, so here we go. Content Deputy. This intro looks like he actually had a pretty good idea here to insert himself into the opening behind them. And you see, this is where I could get some use out of my green screen too. All right, here we go. Content Deputy, iDubbbz by Cameron F305. Is that a car reference?
A what?
F305?
F305.
His name's Cameron F305. Is that like a car? Like, I know a F350 is a truck.
Ford.
Well, F350 is a truck. That's
Yeah.
what Roy used to have in his screen name. He was He was Marine F350.
God, he's so redneck.
Yep. He served his country. The man was a Marine. His Hummer got hit with an IUD.
That's like one of the most redneck screen names I've ever heard of.
I mean, you've seen his house.
I have. F305. I don't think that's a car.
Okay, I was just trying to get
mean,
the reference. All right,
I
here we
could
go.
be wrong.
Here we go. We put this off long enough. I'm about to cut so much of this before I make this into a VOD. But anyway, here we go. Cameron F305, content deputy, has responded to iDubbbz, and apparently he addresses the allegation. Can he beat the allegations that he groomed and molested a child 2 years younger than him? Let's fucking go, guys.
They are a terrorist organization. Like they are designated by the
Wake up.
Not bad. The inserting himself into the room was a nice touch.
Yeah, it was.
No. I'll give credit. He's definitely got what it takes here.
Yeah.
Of course, the opening skit.
Hey.
Cameron, what is that face? He should have wore a sheriff's deputy outfit instead of the police one, and he could have looked like Down syndrome Rick Grimes. Carl.
Two hitters go
That's
back,
pretty
back,
good.
back, 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 back.
See, I'm telling you, I'd do the same skits, but it'd be me with a black man, and I'd immediately be racist.
Big gun.
He just slapped his ass?
He did.
Okay.
He did.
I got the swastika sword. I'm sorry, the not a swastika sword.
Yeah.
Who is this cute little lesbian, and how tight is her pussy?
There you go. That's him. That's iDubbbz. Look at that. Is that getting your juices flowing right now?
Nope.
All right. Do I need to take a break so you can go get a change of panties, sweetie? Is that what's happening here?
Sweetie, my panties are as dry as dust right now. Okay.
See. What's going on, guys? Didn't think we'd be doing this, but welcome to Content Deputy. Today we'll look at what Ian's been up to since my content cop released and his brilliant systematic dismantling of all criticism sent his way.
And it's hard to believe it's only been a month. Like, there's enough shit that's happened in the last month that this is gonna feel like months have passed. Like, it's just so much shit has happened that it's gonna be like, wow, we've come so far. It's been a month. It's been a month.
Honestly, that sums up this year.
Jesus
Pretty
Christ.
good. So far.
Also, his reaction to my video. I think a great way to start this video off is to give you guys a couple of updates. Now, let's get a little serious here. First of all, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I'm extremely humbled by all of the support my last video received. By the time this video is out, we'll have reached 40,000 subscribers, and all the support has just meant a lot. I'm gonna keep doing this. I appreciate y'all. On that note, the fundraiser...
Speaking of subscribers, you guys don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 1,000. Nowhere near where Cameron's at, but still.
attached to my last video not only surpassed $6,000 raised for cancer research, which is a whole lot more than Creator Clash 2 ever did, but it also surpassed the fundraiser attached to the Creator Clash 2 VOD that, you know, Ian made to save face for, you know, the lack of money going to charity. That's not only
That is fucking wild, dude. This no-name kid who no one knows raised more money for charity on his video making fun of a big creator than the big creator himself raised at the actual charity event. That's gotta be embarrassing, man. Oh my God.
Be embarrassing.
And let it be known that he's not raised any money for Creator Clash 3 yet either. Like, all the money raised for Creator Clash 3 had nothing to do with Creator Clash 3. That all came from Hassan's stream. And that was all just Hassan's
Wait, he's
audience
raised no money for this?
for charity for this all right, well, in Creator Clash 2 he raised negative money. And in this one he's raised very little money by the actual like charity, the charity itself.
Yeah,
like he's raised
negative money means
like
you
he's
failed.
raised like over $200,000, but 200,000 of that came from Hassan's stream. So his community thought they were probably donating to Israel or Palestine or some bullshit. Like this isn't people caring about the charity.
Incredible. It's kind of hilarious. Since my
H3
content
donated
top,
1,000.
Ian has been doing some sort of humiliation tour, and the first stop was Hassan Parker's house. Hassan was doing a charity stream reacting to Ethan's content nuke, and as I predicted, the funds went to the Creator Clash Tiltify. Now, I kid you not, after arriving late, Enisa's husband comes on Hassan's stream and sits in the cuck chair as they watch Ethan's video. Now let's
Nice touch. It's the same thing I'm doing.
Anisa's
I
husband.
refuse to call him iDubbbz. I refuse to call him Ian and A, because Ian and Ethan, I keep getting those names mixed up because they're so similar, but B, because it's just funnier to refer to him as Anisa's property now. Anisa's husband.
Let's see if Ian responds to the criticism of the sketch that he made with Hassan with that swastika sword. I'm Jewish! This would be the perfect opportunity, so let's see what he's got.
I'm the one who thoughtlessly picked up the sword. We were grabbing a lot of props in Hassan's room, and there are a lot of props.
There's a lot of anti-Semitic props, and he just chose that anti-Semitic one as opposed to the other anti-Semitic ones. I'm gonna kick you.
That's your.
Well, the defense is that he's got like 10 swords, and I just happened to pick the swastika one. The issue isn't that you picked the wrong sword. The issue is that he has it to begin with. Is that it was an option. And the issue isn't that you picked it, it's that no one told you to put it back.
His whole
It's that
explanation.
no one said, hey, maybe don't use that one.
Well,
This was very
yeah.
much intentional. This is
But
bullshit.
his
But we've already
whole-
been over how this is
Yeah,
bullshit.
his
so.
whole explanation that gives off that. Do you know how expensive slaves were?
Do you know how expensive you used to be? Yeah. When arguing with a black guy. My people didn't own slaves. We were poor.
We
Do you
were
know how
poor.
expensive you used to be? Yeah,
Nope.
it's that vibe.
That's not the argument you think it is.
You out if you apologize for that, by the way, because that's ridiculous.
Oh, you can't. Hassan won't let him. What a fucking pathetic fucking loser, dude. Other than sitting there uncritically while Hassan screams and tries to deflect all criticism from the content.
Okay, that's not the same, like, I mean, if you're going to point it out in your deputy, like, I would have pointed out the fact that, like, it's not the fact that you grabbed it, it's that no one told you to put it back.
Yeah.
Like, this had to go by the 5 people in the room and the editor of the video. And no one said, hey, maybe this is a bad idea. That's the problem.
New. There really isn't much to criticize Ian here for, mainly because he barely fucking says a word.
Or you learn.
This is why it's Orientalist. To literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons. And
Don't laugh at his fucking...
During the stream, there were many times where Ian's face reeked of regret and being uncomfortable as he realizes that these new friends of his do not care about him whatsoever and have some questionable takes.
They have a shelf life.
I showed you that, where you watch his face when he says this as he slowly comes to the realization that, wait, everything you just said applies to me. Is this what you think about me? Yes, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Because they don't have the same fucking stubborn nature that I do. They don't have the same interests as I do. They inevitably become their own worst enemies.
I'm not addressing y'all's bullshit arguments in chat because I know you're all joking, but unironically, there are people who make that argument that because it's from an anime. I will just say the one thing I say every time, and the one thing you should say every time somebody makes that argument about it being from an anime. Say, cool, put it on a t-shirt and wear it in public. Let's see how many based Bleach fans you find out in the wild. Put that symbol on a shirt by itself and wear it out into public. Let's see how many people recognize you as a Bleach fan or how many establishments you get kicked the fuck out of. Come on, come on, guys. But still.
Inevitably cook themselves. You might think you're riding high on the slop for a little bit. You might think you're getting showered with praise. An army of anonymous Redditors telling you you're brilliant. But at the end of the night, when you go home...
It's like you can see his soul leaving his body.
And you sit down and you look yourself in the mirror, you're not going to recognize who you've become. That's it. It's turning into a lolcow of a different variety. That's what I think.
The cuck variety. A lolcuck. We just coined a new term, guys. Lolcuck. You heard it here first.
That's so mean.
It's not a lolcow. He's the lolcuck.
I gotta mention it again. One of my favorite parts about the stream is the unironic cuck chair. How do you do that to yourself? Like, you just can't beat the cuck allegations anymore, dude. Now, there's a good old saying that goes along the lines of, wherever there's a spineless cuck, there's a snake. And this snake goes by the name of Anissa
I
John.
have never heard that saying.
Sounds like a good one, though.
I mean, it makes
We should
sense.
start
It just,
using it more.
it's not really a good metaphor. I don't think that there are cucks in nature.
Well, we're not talking
No,
about
in my previous
nature.
video, I went really
It's like saying where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's cuck, there's snake. Okay.
light on Anissa, and that's because not only was the video not about her, but I wanted to show that Ian is a malicious, spineless piece of shit, whether or not Anissa is involved. But since my video dropped, Anissa has been continuing to win the unlikability contest of the century. And can I just say, just looking at this couple and like the evolution, it's pretty scary how things degraded. Look at this happy, normal-looking couple. Is this a recession indicator? Like, how do you choose all the tattoos from a kid's sticker pack and think it looks good?
You think it was drugs? You think they're on drugs?
Maybe.
I mean, that's how Charlie Sheen ended up where he's at. He seemed like a normal dude 20 years ago, and
Yeah,
then he
did.
got high, and then he got AIDS, and then he
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah, I mean.
Good. One of my favorite insults I've heard is that you look like a skateboard. I think that's pretty funny. It's funny that
I don't want to insult skateboarders, son.
the tattoos that Ian has kind of look like the sewer that he used to eat pickles in. Hey, Ian and Anissa, I can tell you guys.
That's the better. Oh my God!
Yeah.
He drew it.
Yeah, I saw him. I see it. I see this.
Oh. Neither one of you have the body for those tattoos.
No.
I don't have a body for tattoos either. That's why I don't have any. Don't ask to see mine. They don't
No,
exist.
actually, you have a better body for tattoos.
I mean, my six-pack is real, but
Exactly.
still. But I wouldn't ruin this masterpiece with bad art, is what I'm saying.
They're pretty torn up about the whole tattoo thing, and I wanted to give you guys some options because I understand that it's probably really hard for you guys to deal with all the hate you guys are getting with your tattoos, and I feel pretty bad. So I want to give you guys some options on how you guys can cover up your tattoos because I can tell it's really hurting deep down. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to grab your masking tape and you're gonna want to get something that's around your skin tone.
I'd have made it funnier, which would have also made him look more like a cuck. So the way I would have done this bit wouldn't have been with masking tape. I got white out. And I've just been painting on myself. So then my tattoos are covered, but it looks like someone jizzed on me. Which would be perfect for iDubbbz. Because he's a cuck. Get it? Do you get the... do you get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Because cum?
That's calm.
Okay.
Tone and just cover it up. If you put enough layers on, it really starts to cover it. Back to how you were. It's pretty perfect, isn't it? Great. Look, you can even do some ASMR while you do it. And then when
You cannot convince me ASMR isn't a fetish. Oh, it's relaxing sleep sound. Shut the fuck up. Sounds like someone's peeing in my ear. All right? All right, this is clearly a fetish thing.
Sounds like somebody's peeing in my ear.
take it off, you can wax yourself a little bit. Oh, and the snake isn't the only one being the retard on Twitter. The cuck is too. In his content cop, Ian was trying to criticize Ethan for the
Thank you for censoring yourself. One last thing I got to do in editing.
lawsuits that he was filing against people.
You can use that money to bully and intimidate people. No, you have a ton of power, you have a ton of options, you have a ton of choice. That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich.
Someone's mad at the internet. But then he tried promoting Denim's GoFundMe, trying to sue Ethan for claiming that she promoted the Giardia claim, which is true. She did do that. She even tried deleting evidence. After she got caught doing that, she refunded the GoFundMe and isn't gonna do anything now. No.
Yeah, we did a whole video on that one. And the cope that everybody's had in my comments about her deleting evidence. Oh, no. Twitch deleted that VOD, not Denim's. How does that change anything?
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's still an admission of guilt by Twitch of saying one of our creators needs our help. Let's delete the evidence for it. It's still evidence being deleted, jackass.
Yep.
Lawyer would help her with that. That would have absolutely been a frivolous lawsuit, Ian. So I don't know why you're promoting that one. Lesbians. Okay, so far Ian's humiliation tour isn't really addressing any criticism other than the sword. This isn't looking very
But it is filling that humiliation fetish he's got, which you also can't convince me he doesn't have.
Yeah, oh yeah, he does.
promising. Where's this next stop? Oh, goodness. So Noah Samson has the personality of a dry...
If you have to watch the Noah Samsung iDubbbz interview Do it on my channel. I do the best I can to make that entertaining for you, because on its face, it is unfucking watchable.
Yeah.
Like, my God, that they could show that to the immigrants in Guantanamo Bay. Okay? Okay, those MS-13 guys that spill the beans real quick. That is torture.
Sponge has been doing a bunch of charity streams for Palestinian refugees, and that's cool and all. And on these streams, he's been having a variety of guests. Some of them were to be expected, and others were absolutely insane.
What do you think about what Ansar Allah are doing now, bombing the stopping?
And I only covered the iDubbbz part. I didn't watch this one, but I didn't realize that in that same stream, he actually interviewed the Houthi terrorists that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one who's got the TikTok videos of him hijacking ships and taking people hostage, and he calls it a party. And Hassan was interviewing him, and then they spent the whole time talking about One Piece and anime instead of it was a fucking fluff piece. And then at the end, he's like, "I'm a journalist. I got to do journalism." Yeah, because asking him who his favorite character is on One Piece is journalism.
Great journalism right there. That's the hard-hitting questions.
I don't know. I've watched a lot of clips. I don't watch a lot of Fox News, but my dad does. But I don't think anyone's ever asked Trump what his favorite anime was.
He'd say,
which one do you think it is?
Hentai, and it's art.
The airport.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about how I feel about the Houthis without the FBI arresting me, but
why did you put yourself in this position?
I would say this motion and this motion and
oh, and he also had iDubbbz on.
We're live, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep forgetting to mention that.
Listening to this is painful. These two people having a conversation could put anyone to sleep in 5 minutes. Ian doesn't even care enough to know that
I suffered through it, so you don't have to.
Noah is streaming. This whole thing is a mess. Other than the multitude of dumb tangents these two go on, and the multitude of times that Ian humiliates himself for no reason at all.
Although my hairline's kind of receding a little bit.
This stream is notable because Ian actually addresses some of the criticisms that people, like myself, have thrown his way. And he even mentions yours truly. Hey Anissa and husband, hope you guys are having a great time watching. Let's see what Ian addresses in this high-energy, fast-paced interview with Noah Samson cosplaying as XXXTentacion.
I put my dick in my parents.
Some people are like, oh, this is way too, like, into politics. They thought the video, there's a lot of people who thought the video was too centered around Israel-Palestine. I was like, well, that's, in my mind, that's crazy, because I felt like it was just the smallest touch of that.
The smallest touch? It's literally the premise! You open with it!
He is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously...
It's kind of weird for the guy who learned empathy at 32 to fault someone for being sympathetic. Oh, but maybe that's it. Sympathy isn't as good as empathy. See, that's how you know that iDubbbz is better than H3. He knows empathy, not sympathy. Get on my level, bitch. Get on my...
Yeah.
I can't be. I'm not a simp.
He is, though.
the state of Israel.
You act like you didn't even write your own video. Well, that actually might be the case.
I also take ownership for the Tana. The Tana thing was my.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Was my idea. Was my stupid idea.
So he's deflecting the criticism of him putting his politics and his new shithead friends over a near decade-long friendship. Got it.
And then there were some people who said the exact opposite, and they were like, oh, this is just like, this is something that should have been addressed behind closed doors. Like, this is way, like, personal. This is your personal gripe or whatever that you're, you know, making public.
How is that the exact opposite? You had a ton of paths you could have taken. This wasn't a one way or the other type of situation. I could either keep friendship or be a political cunt. And the criticism that you're describing is totally valid. This should have been handled in private. You should have had no problem denouncing people calling your close friends genocidal baby killers who are endangering their children. This should have been an extremely easy take to have.
I'm pretty satisfied.
I even went over how he could do that in a way that still gives him an out.
Yeah.
Like, all you have to do is be like, I I've been to Ethan's house many times. Just pretend that iDubbbz is talking to the CPS agent or making a video directly addressing CPS because he wants to weigh in and help his friend, but he wants to do it in a way where he doesn't get involved because, I remember at the time, that's what he was saying, I don't want to get involved. So all he'd have to do is say, I've been to Ethan's house many times, I've known him for many years. I've seen no evidence of child abuse. If it exists, I haven't seen evidence of it. So you're not dismissing the fact that it could be real, just that if it's real, I haven't seen it. That's all you got to do.
Yep,
that's all you got.
that's
Ethan probably would have accepted that. Still would have been a bitch move, but he probably would have accepted it.
Yeah.
Satisfied with that because I feel like that's probably the sweet spot. You know, if people can say both of those things.
You're all of a sudden want to act like you haven't seen most of the criticism about you. Like, I think you know that there's a little bit more than that. And also, what the fuck makes that the sweet spot? How are you enjoying that position? Well, I can now rest and I can now nest now that the entire internet thinks I'm not a good friend and have political brain rot.
Why is he suddenly Swedish?
I don't know.
Why are we making the Swedes sound like iDubbbz? Poor Swedes. I'm Swedish.
I don't know. There's some of that energy that I think people like recall from old iDubbbz videos, and they're like, you know, I want that old unhinged iDubbbz energy, that kind of shit. And I kind of get what they're saying, and I think a lot of it is just generally having passion.
Hold on, this might be positive. Did he actually listen to one of my critiques?
Yeah, I think it's a process, but I think this was a big step for me.
Oh, never mind. False alarm. Okay.
You know, to say fucking enough's enough, because I think it's important. You know, I think there's a lot more people who should be fucking, at least with Ethan specifically, like drawing a line, being like, fuck no, like you're not gonna talk about me like that online.
Hold on. Isn't this exactly what Ethan did to Hassan and Denims and all these people trying to ruin his life? Like, didn't he draw the line when people were trying to call CPS on him and trying to ruin his life? I feel
yes, rules for thee and not for me. We're very aware of how this game is played.
Like, that makes your entire video moot.
Because it's all also political. Everything's political. You have to acknowledge that element as well.
No, everything's not political.
No, it's not.
Everything isn't. Do you think I'm thinking about politics when I'm beating my dick? Like, there's nothing political about me masturbating or going back in time to have sex with myself. None of those things are political. Everything isn't politics. This is what they mean when they say brain rot, dude. Oh my God.
I'm not gonna, you know.
No, not everything's political. If I say I shit in the woods for fun, that's not a political statement. That's maybe...
Okay, well, same concept, but I like mine better. Yeah. Shitting in the woods could be a political statement. What if you have a thing against bears or PETA?
Well,
PETA's an animal rights stuff. Yep, see, there you go. Animal rights, PETA. Yep, it's politics.
You're shitting in the woods because you're protesting them bulldozing
the environment.
Yeah.
Global warming. Yeah. See, there's nothing political about me beating my dick, though.
Yeah.
See, there's no way you can spin that. Oh, well, I guess there was that one time I beat my dick to Sarah Palin, but we don't talk about that in public. She used to be hot. Fuck you.
Being goofy. This, my good friends, is what I like to call political brain rot. If you're seeing reptoids and Martians at every given turn of anything, and you can't just enjoy something for it to be entertainment, then you're delusional. Not everything's fucking political. Is me playing Minecraft a statement on the socioeconomic state of the world right now?
No, it's not.
Yes! Yes, it absolutely is.
No, it's not.
We craft things to mine with, and we mine things to craft with. It's capitalism. Open your mind. Get fucking woke, bro.
I like sleeping.
Sound like Jaden Smith. You sound retarded.
Can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
You're fucking delusional, dude. And he's such a fucking idiot. Now, before we continue with this interview, I must remind you guys of a point I made about Noah in my last video. Noah's ultimate conclusion is that all of these creators back genocide because they criticize Hassan, which takes a lot of fucking hoops to draw that conclusion. And after watching this dog shit video, I completely understand why Ethan Klein and Mudahar want to sue. I won't get into my opinions on if they should or shouldn't sue, but let's just say I won't exactly feel sad if this scares the shit out of Noah Samson for years, fearing generational debt. You shouldn't feel confident to slander people. Now, Noah is no stranger to slandering people. For example, he called the commentary streamer Chud
You shouldn't feel confident slandering people. Noah's no stranger to slandering people. I would never step my feet on Charlie Murphy's couch. Yeah, I remember putting my feet on Charlie Murphy's couch.
A pedophile baselessly and then was later forced to apologize for it. And he's apparently still being sued by Ethan Klein and Mudahar for the slander that took place in his YouTubers Who Backed a Genocide video. And overall, outside of his orbit, he's just known for being an extremely malicious individual. So you could probably imagine my surprise when I saw this.
I wanted to bring up, I don't know if you saw the guy who made the content cop about you right after the
that's where they mentioned Cameron
was outed as a
that came across
pedophile.
my feed.
Outed as a pedophile. The girl was 2 years younger than him. Which means at the maximum age, which is what he was, she would be 17 and he would be 19.
Yep.
If you take it 1 year back, 18 and 16, it's still not pedophilia. Nope. I'm sorry. That's just high schoolers dating. This is retarded.
Was outed as a child rapist.
Oh, Noah. You could have researched this first. You're the one who brought...
But let's see how the high schooler handles his non-negations. Those are non-allegations, for those of you wondering. Just made that word up.
Yeah,
Feel free to use it. Yeah, I'm pretty awesome at this.
Brought it up, dude. There's no plausible deniability here. The funny part about this is that he likely knows that he was mentioned in my video, meaning he probably saw the critiques I made of him slandering people. So in response, he does the exact same thing to me. Now, I could go on and on about all these layers of irony, like how Noah and Hassan have no problem parroting these false allegations against me based on an out-of-context phone call, yet constantly deny actual rapes when it has to do with the conflict between Israel-Palestine.
You shit in the woods so bears have something to eat? Are you trying to give the bears Giardia?
I don't think the bears eat shit.
Then they'll catch Giardia. Who's going to call CPS on the bears? Who's going to call CPS on you?
Yeah.
Careful. Careful with that.
Those bears.
Not the same as a 40-year-old smashing a 5-year-old. Yeah, but they make it sound the same. Yeah. That's why the word pedophile is. I mean, there are actual definitions for things that people don't use. We just call everything with a minor pedophilia. But if they're above the age, when they're teenagers, like between like 14 and 17, it's not pedophilia. It's like hemophilia or something like that. Yeah, like there's, and then from like 5 to 10 or that age, it's a different thing. And pedophilia is actually really young. But those are technical terms. Everybody just loops them all into pedophilia, which is why nobody takes allegations like this seriously. Because 9 times out of 10, when someone on the internet screams pedophilia, they're talking about some dumb shit like this. We're like, oh, that's not pedophilia.
That's not pedophilia.
Like 20 and 17, 21 and 17. Like that's even 21 and 17 is fine. Jesus.
Yeah.
When their side is the one at fault for them. Instead of that, let me do Noah a favor. Hey Noah, nice hair. Let me be very clear. I did not rape or sexually
still say he looks like gay Two-Face.
Assault anyone. For context,
no.
How am I supposed to virtue signal?
Yeah, how are you supposed to virtue signal? Yeah, well, it's all just attacking people online. What about elder abuse? Elder abuse is what Chris Chan did to his mom. That was also rape. Rape and elder abuse. Yes, he raped his mom.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he went to jail for it. Like, that's not even an allegation. Like,
oh,
he was
yeah,
convicted.
I do recall
he raped
him,
his mom.
The elder abuse thing.
Yeah.
The rape I was unaware of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she had Alzheimer's or something, so when she was going through an episode, he would just have his way with her. His mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. The internet made him do it, though.
This all goes back to a short fling I had over a year and a half ago with someone 2.5 years younger than me. After a falling out, she DM'd several people and falsely accused me of sexual assault without any proof.
I'm really open and honest about what I've done. I lied about you in private.
Okay, so this is her admitting to lying. Like I said, this all sounded like high school drama, and it seems like she had a bunch of attention on her, and she did what teenage girls do when there's a bunch of attention on her, which is embellish and or make shit up.
One thing I found out as a parent, I don't think people talk to their kids enough about, not being an asshole.
Oh, they definitely don't. Most of them train their kids in the art of assholery.
Mm-hmm.
I did, but I wasn't trying to imply that, like, you assaulted me.
Then, in an apparent attempt to fabricate evidence, she called me and started recording mid-conversation talking about a consensual hookup. She then suddenly shifted the topic to an awkward hug that we had, where I picked her up. This had made her uncomfortable because she had past trauma related to being picked up. Of course, while talking, she deliberated.
That's another word that's over fucking used. Trauma. Really? I have trauma to being picked up because my dad didn't hold me enough as a child or held me too tightly or just it's always, and then when you find out what the trauma is, I don't know what her I don't know what her quote unquote trauma is, but I can't imagine what the trauma related to being picked up is unless like your dad picked you up and threw you against a wall. Like what happened after you were picked up? Like so many times there's people screaming trauma and then you're like, well, what caused the trauma? And you find out it's just something like, this guy hugged me once and it felt creepy and now I don't like when guys hug me. It's, oh God.
That's not trauma.
Yeah. That's another overused word.
Yeah.
It's lost all meaning at this point.
Yeah. And
really left out the context of the hug to make it sound like an awkward sexual encounter, essentially twisting two completely unrelated moments together to make it seem like I admitted to something that I never did. I didn't know you didn't like being...
Oh yeah, this is like that thing. Do you remember the Dalai Lama thing where everybody was trying to call him a pedophile or something because he licked that kid's face?
The Dalai Lama?
Yeah.
I don't know where I was for that.
The Indian monk. Yeah, so there was a video that went viral for a minute of him like licking this kid's face, and it was a child, 6-7 years old maybe, and he gives the kid a hug and then he just like licks the side of his face and everybody's like, oh, he's, it's creepy and blah blah, and it's just a cultural thing.
Yeah,
like that's just the thing that they do.
That would have been my first thought.
Yeah, but instead they tried to make it sound like he was,
That's probably one of those things where I saw it and I immediately rolled my eyes. And
yeah, because that's what people do is they make something sound like something it's not simply because they don't understand it or that they're malicious. Thanks, Smig. I can't really do that one right now, but appreciate the dono, brother. Welcome to the stream, by the way. And say the internet is a much nicer place when we were all just meat spinning one another and the neckbeard drama is exhausting. No, I'll agree.
Yeah.
I'll agree. The internet was a nicer place when people threw slurs and made memes about gay shit and done stuff and no one got offended by it. We all just laughed at it. Yeah, where you could go on Call of Duty and threaten to have sex with someone's mom and not get banned. Oh, I miss free speech.
Those were the days.
Yeah, I miss free speech.
Yep.
Picked up. I put you down. It's not sexual.
I had like a Spurg freak out and they're acting like I had a rational response.
Yeah, I didn't know that picking you up was going to trigger your PTSD. Yeah. I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that. And you said that. And we've talked.
So you hugged her and picked her up and it triggered PTSD.
A normal thing.
That triggered PTSD.
Didn't. No, it didn't.
About it, and I still feel awful about it.
Yeah, we talked. It's none of their fucking business.
It had nothing to do with sex. And after her little self-admitted manic episode, she publicly expressed multiple times that I never sexually assaulted her. Have I ever sexually assaulted you, or hurt you, or raped you, or done anything nefarious to you?
No, but I bet I know which subreddit is claiming those things.
That her allegations only came from a manic episode and tried to deflect everything else because of that. That pissed me off more than anything he said about me.
It did come from a manic episode. That was my words, not yours.
Exactly. You said it, not me.
I confessed to you that I thought I might have BPD because of it.
She got
oh my God,
borderline personality disorder.
No, that's not how that works.
From a hug. He hugged the personality right out of her, baby. Here, come here. Come here, I got you.
Oh, no!
Oh, God! Who am I talking to now?
Wrong thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we had a split situation going on. I thought I had hugged you into two people.
No, I'm not James McAvoy. We're not.
This is so fucking retarded. Oh my God, what is wrong with children?
Okay. Hey,
Whatever school is teaching children psych terms needs to be shut the fuck down.
TikTok.
Oh
It's
my
called
God,
TikTok.
dude.
And yes, I do feel it should be shut the
I
fuck
dated a
down.
chick with BPD. It wasn't great. I don't believe anyone has anything until a doctor has told them so.
And
I don't do this self-diagnosed shit. When some girl's like, I'm bipolar, I'm like, what doctor told you this? And they're like, oh, I haven't seen it. Oh, okay, shut the
By
fuck
the
up. No,
way,
you're not.
if she had BPD,
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
and she wasn't, on a regimen, a medication regimen, she doesn't need to be dating anybody right now.
True. Sort your shit
go
out
sort
before you
your
rope
shit
anyone
out.
else into it.
Yeah. But I
Any actual doctor or therapist would tell you that one.
Yeah, I actually have PTSD, by the way. I have a family member that's been in the military who has had their issues with it. I had a great uncle that fought in World War II.
You had a stroke during childbirth.
Yes, I had that.
I think
He
after
had
a
it when it was
stroke
called
during
shell
childbirth, you
shock.
can claim something like that, but still.
I mean,
like when you look into
I
this
know
stuff.
what PTSD is.
When you
is my
look
point.
into and even you've got your shit together better than this, but when you look into this stuff and you're like, well, what happened to you to give you PTSD or to give you trauma? A hug. Oh,
No.
well, what happened to you to give you PTSD or trauma? I had a stroke during childbirth and went into coma for 2
a
months.
lifetime of shit like that happening to me.
I was born
is
with
what-
sickle cell. I
is
went
what
into a
gave
coma
me
for 2 months after
PTSD.
having a stroke during an emergency C-section.
And now,
But yeah, I guess your hug is bad too.
Every decision I make in life has to do with, is this going to come back and bite me in the ass? Oh my God, I'm freaking out. I can't do this because this time
Yeah,
it
you've
made
had
me
your
sick.
moments. But again, she was born with sickle cell, had a stroke during an emergency C-section, which led to a 2-month coma. So when someone's like, what's your trauma? And she lists off all that, and you're like, what's yours? He hugged me too hard. Go fuck yourself.
Bitch. Oh my God.
These conclusions myself. You're not just pulling
I
stuff
had
out of your ass.
trauma as like working, and this guy asked me out. It's like the worst experience I've ever had.
Bad experiences aren't trauma. Oh my God.
Yourself look better. I'm the one who came to you and told you that.
I have long since distanced myself from this person, obviously.
I
Not
hope
only were
so.
these accusations disproven over a year and a half ago, even the person who made the
So what do we think, chat? Did Cameron beat the non-negations?
Yep, I would say he came with receipts and.
True.
That was
Man
that.
did show up with receipts.
As the kids say.
dog shit video resurfacing these allegations has stated publicly on multiple.
Sorry to hear about the stroke, though. My mom died from that last year. Yeah, I mean, it sucked. It was. I can tell that story on stream some other time because it was not fun. It was a.
It was an experience.
It was a very long, stressful experience. But I wouldn't say that like. Even doing that, I wouldn't say that I have like PTSD over it. It's not like every time she's having a moment, like. Obviously, you learn to cope with stuff and you learn from it. That's the important part.
Yeah.
If you do actually have PTSD or some kind of mental disorder from a traumatic experience, seek help. I hate to do the I hate to do the Hassan thing and just start screaming get help, but get actual help because those experiences are supposed to teach you stuff. I now know what to watch for to know when my wife needs attention and like what signs are really bad and what signs aren't. Yeah, like you apply those to reality and you learn from them.
Yep.
If the only thing that you learned is trauma, then you need help dealing with it because you're supposed to get trauma's not supposed to last a lifetime. It's supposed to be something that you get past or at least learn to manage. Like, I'm not saying you don't carry trauma with you for a lifetime, but it's not supposed to debilitate you until the day you die because you had a bad experience.
Yeah.
Implications that this girl is a pathological liar, that he doesn't think I sexually assaulted anyone, and doesn't think I'm some sort of predator.
I have never sexually assaulted anyone, which is true. I don't believe he did. She has done that in the past, and I would not instantly take her word for anything, right? Which is why I don't think Cameron is some sexual predator, rapist, pedophile.
Noah, this...
Okay, that's a decent take and one that the internet needs to learn. Stop taking allegations at face value.
Yeah.
Just because somebody like the default response from everybody on the internet every time you hear an allegation should be prove it.
Yeah.
Like, what's your proof?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You've made the claim. Show your work. And if someone makes a claim and they're like, well, they don't have anything to show for it, then you don't take the allegation seriously. You give it the amount of attention it deserves, which is none. You ignore it, and then you move on. Anybody can accuse anybody of anything at any time. We shouldn't take every allegation seriously.
No.
Now, an allegation that comes with a receipt of some kind, or some kind of testimony, or phone call, or an eyewitness, or something that they can corroborate the story with, okay, now it warrants investigation. Even then, you don't still just believe it, but it warrants investigation. Pregnancy is also an internal factor due to the psychological effects of it on a woman's body, not an external one.
Yeah.
She basically sickle cell, like real quick, because I said I wouldn't get into it. It was sickle cell combined with complications from pregnancy, specifically preeclampsia, and
HELLP
then
syndrome.
Yeah, and HEP syndrome, and then everything had to go through me because I had power of attorney over her because of her state of mind at the time, and the fact that she then went into a coma.
State of mind. I was in a freaking coma.
Well, even before, when we were making the decision of do we do the emergency C-section or not, because there was a risk to you if we did the emergency C-section, but there was a risk to the child if we didn't. So we had to make that. If we don't do it, the child's probably going to die. If we do it, the mother might die. So I was put in that place. You can give me all the bad hugs you want. I'll take that over that any day of the fucking week. And but ultimately, I'd say I made the right call, because you were pretty sedated at the time and drugged up, and so I had to make that call. And then afterward, you fell into a coma, so I had to make every other call on what they did to you from that point forward. So it was rough. It was rough, but we recovered. And you go back. The point of dealing with trauma is to go back to normal life after it, not carry it with you, which is what we did. We're pretty normal people now, and our kids are completely unaffected by it.
That whole thing of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, that's why it's
What doesn't kill you makes you stranger.
Okay.
This information was public and available long before your stream. What you have done is textbook defamation, and you did it on a much larger platform, ignoring the publicly available facts. That's illegal.
So sue him. No, don't actually. What he's doing isn't actually defamation. It's slander. You have to actually prove damages with defamation, and reputational damages aren't defamation. No. It has to be monetary damages. But yeah, don't actually sue him. That would be stupid. That would be as stupid for him to do as it was for iDubbbz to try to do. Don't even mention a lawsuit. Just call it out and then move on.
If you have any integrity as a content creator, which I don't think you do, you will make a public retraction and an apology. And while I would love for you to do that, I have a feeling you won't, which means Ethan and I have a lot to talk about.
No, Cameron, no! Don't conjure the name of Ethan like you guys are friends and try to get him to help you sue him. Don't piggyback on that. No, this is a bad look. This is a bad move. You should call it out and offer it up to Ethan as evidence if he wants to sue. But there's a reason Ethan, the guy with infinitely more money than you, isn't suing yet. Because defamation is insanely hard to prove in the United States.
And that I have legal options to explore if you can't make this right. Now, no. I will give you 14.
It's not like Australia where they just give it to you on a whim like they did for Billy Mitchell, which is why Billy Mitchell sued him in Australia and not America, by the way. But yeah, America proving like 99% of defamation cases fail. Defamation is insanely hard to prove, especially against a public figure.
15 days from the release of this video to issue a public retraction and apology. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just an honest apology for your slander now that you've seen the correct info.
Calling for him to apologize is fine. Just don't threaten to sue him afterwards. Don't let that be where this is going. But he mentioned Ethan and me might have a surprise, which makes me think he's going to threaten a lawsuit. Which, don't do that. Please don't do that.
information. Now, if you don't do that, I have a plan B. Hello, Ethan Klein. If you're watching this or someone that you know is watching this, please direct them to this. Please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I am more than willing to join your case if Noah doesn't make things right. To close this...
Okay, that's a little better, but still, you are now outright admitting you're piggybacking onto Ethan Klein's lawsuit and you want to join it. But I guess that's better than threatening to sue him yourself, because now the ball's in Ethan's court. And despite all his shit talking and stuff, I don't think Ethan's actually going to sue him. I think it was a scare tactic.
This little segment off, I'll parrot what I said in my original video. You shouldn't feel confident to slander people. You should feel scared at what might happen to you if you choose to spread malicious libel against someone.
Didn't you make music for that anime game?
It's slander. When it's in writing, it's libel. Learned that from Spider-Man.
2.5 years younger than you? Did you give her girl a non-consensual hug, you fucking freak?
Hey, you keep that up and I'll make a video about you.
Yeah, I got a sort of little abridged.
Yeah, unfortunately, free speech, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, free speech does protect his right to make videos and his right to make claims and blah, blah, blah. Like you can make whatever outlandish claim you want. It's fine. It only crosses the line into defamation when actual damages are done. So you need to prove that actual damages are done. So if he made a claim that got you fired from your job or affected you financially, something like that, fine. But right now, you're just two people talking shit on the internet. A defamation case between the two of you would amount to absolutely fucking nothing.
Description of it from Anissa.
Hey, Anissa.
I don't know. It is what it is. I tried to...
Because regardless of what people would have you believe, free speech does cover lying. It is not against the law to lie.
Not give it too much attention, you know?
Yeah.
What the hell? How dare you both? Are you guys trying to sabotage my charity video?
Life about to change, learning that this is a hard lesson, but a necessary one. I mean, it's not necessary for anybody to go to court. He was right to leave it in Ethan's court, because Ethan is the only one that might actually have a case, but Ethan's been to court enough to know that right now I don't think he has enough on Noah to prove defamation, which is why he hasn't taken him to court yet. But he's probably closer than what Cameron is. So if he can prove that some of the stuff that Noah said has some sort of monetary or real world damage attached to it, then he might actually be able to prove defamation. So, but yeah, leave that up to Ethan. Cameron, you are way too young, way too inexperienced, and way too poor to try to not, like, I don't think he knows how much it's going to cost. You are going to spend years in court of it. Just no, don't go that route. Calling for him to apologize is fair. He said a bunch of lies. All your job on the internet at that point, when someone uses their free speech to lie on you, is to use your free speech to bring receipts, prove the lie wrong, and then tell them to apologize. You can threaten in legal action though. People rightfully don't take that shit seriously, especially if you're not going to follow up like iDubbbz didn't. And guess what? Cameron's not either. Sorry, he's just not. Every time you pause the video, iDubbbz has the man of a face who fucks cats. But that Cameron, no. But that not iDubbbz. But that Cameron. Is that a cat fucking face? Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Disgraceful. How dare you attack charity? No need to give it attention, Ian. I'm sure you're fully aware of all the criticism I sent your way and are fully prepared to lampoon all my arguments if need be.
Yeah, sure.
But I think he was raising money on his video, so that's that's a good thing.
For
like cancer or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
But I don't want your approval.
Or something. I don't know. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, the whole charity boxing thing is so transparent. I can't believe there's anybody who still buys it anymore. We've also covered that on the channel before. This is more just me looking at the Cameron thing, because a lot of the stuff he's going over we've already covered, and I'm hoping that there'll be something new in here. But I'm more covering his critique and analyzing his content here than I am iDubbbz, because I've already gone over, just like everybody has, all the mistakes that iDubbbz made with a fine-tooth comb.
Well, you can shove your kudos up your jam, huh? Because I just made a 90-minute video criticizing you. And instead of acknowledging any of my criticism, you sit there uncritically while your retard friend slanders me. Why the fuck do you think I want any of your kudos after that? Oh, Ian, how times have changed since VidCon 2019. What a different time.
Oh shit, they've met in person before.
Oh.
And Cameron was 15.
Oh, okay.
Did iDubbbz give 15-year-old Cameron an inappropriate hug? Is that the root of this drama? Is that where his trauma came from?
I was gonna say, did he have trauma related to this hug?
That was.
He's a kid, can't tell him any different. I couldn't go back in time and tell myself anything. No, but you could go back in time and beat the shit out of yourself.
Sometimes
That
a
would
good
speak
ass
volume.
whooping is.
Yeah,
is
there are plenty of points
is
in my
needed.
life where I'm like, I wish I could go back in time and whoop my ass right then and there, and I would have learned something. I could have avoided so much shit if I'd have just had my ass whooped right there. I needed to be knocked down a peg. Yeah, you could do that.
There are a lot of things to like
They're back to
mock
talking about
him
Ethan.
about,
Yeah.
bring up, make him look stupid, all this sort of shit. Like the fucking tattoos are insane.
I have no clue.
Him calling anyone else's tattoos insane is fucking wild.
How Ian feels comfortable at all criticizing anyone's tattoos. It's gotta be some cry bullying, bullying based on his own insecurities, kind of like what he criticized Leafy for, but maybe he forgot all that. Maybe that was knocked right out of his head by Dr. fucking Mike or something. Fucking pathetic moron.
He's trying to do all of these, like, he's trying to appeal to, like, incels on the internet and shit.
What does your wife do, dude?
He's not trying to appeal to you. Wait, oh, I'm sorry.
She does fucking OnlyFans. Her job is to appeal to little incel gooners, dude.
That's a literal job. Her literal job is to make content for gooners. She's an OnlyFans model. Glass houses, iDubbbz. Glass houses, Anissa's husband. Jesus. Oh shit, that's a Jedi.
Ethan criticizing you somehow appeals to incels because for most of your life you were a fucking incel and you didn't get your dick wet until you were 27. Yes, when you spend most of your life a fucking virgin, people are gonna make fun of you for it. Sure, it's childish or whatever, but it's gonna happen.
And I'm like, oh, like, that's what the fight is? Like, I didn't even realize we were at that level. So, I don't know. I think I went in expecting something, like, a little bit more... A gentleman's game.
Yeah.
Buddy, this is fucking YouTube.
Yeah, he definitely did not. He went in with a swastika katana sword, swinging it like he was ready to lob heads off. Fucking gentleman's game. Fuck you.
Drama. This is a shit flinging match. You act extremely arrogant. You're not running for fucking president. This is a YouTube drama. What the fuck did you expect? You act like you've never experienced YouTube drama before. You act like this is something new to you. Dude, you've been dealing with it for 7 years, and you were perpetuating it for most of that time. Stop putting yourself on a fucking pedestal, dude. It's so pathetic.
One last question. Did you send the skulls? What is your opinion on the skulls, and did you send them?
I don't think you were here when I covered this interview, were you?
No, I was here because I remember.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I made you suffer through
Oreo
it
head.
with me. Because that's what loving couples do.
Yeah, that's
We
what they
suffer
do.
together. Okay, if I gotta lose brain cells, you do too,
So
sweetie.
do I.
Yeah, his response to the skulls thing was pretty telling, though.
I didn't send the skulls. I don't know. I thought the skulls thing was kind of humorous to hear that.
I didn't send it, but it's funny.
It was
Hey,
funny.
hey, you remember that death threat you got? Hey, you remember the death threat? Do you remember? Do you
Yeah.
remember? That was funny, right?
No.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Especially when I heard that they were like from skulls.com or some shit like that. That made it funny.
Even funnier, because that means Ethan might have to pay for them because we stuck him with the bill. Funny, right? It's funny. Why aren't you laughing?
Yeah. Just to like.
I feel like that's response. That's their response to the entirety of the internet. This is funny, right, guys? Why is anybody laughing?
No, it's not funny.
Why aren't you
at
guys
all, but
laughing?
yeah.
a death threat to a father, a family.
And then he accurately describes it as a death threat to a father.
A father, family.
Like, he sounds like he feels bad about it, but he's agreeing with all this stuff anyway for clout. I don't believe Noah believes half the fucking shit he says. I also don't believe he talks like that in real life. I believe he actually has a personality. It's just sucked out of him the minute he turns the camera on and has to dick ride a
He's
song.
dead inside.
Yeah, he's dead inside. Jesus Christ.
God.
Oh, shit. That's a fucking Jedi.
So he finally acknowledges the human skulls. And instead of disavowing this unprecedented harassment on YouTube, he makes a joke out of it because, I don't know, they just weren't fucking freshly chopped off heads? What the fuck even is this shit anymore, dude? This retarded, safe, edgy shit. Like, stop fucking pretending to be an empath while saying shit like that.
Was it a death threat?
I have empathy.
Yeah, no.
Was
it a death threat? Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to say no. The script says I'm supposed to say no, so no.
Death threat? It absolutely was a death threat. Are you
Dude, if you wake up, this is from a movie, if you wake up next to a decapitated horse head in your bed from a horse, that's a death threat.
That's a death threat.
If horse heads are death threat, what the fuck are literal human skulls?
That's the definite death threat.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Joking? How else will you interpret that? To me, that's someone saying, hey, these two human skulls, these are you two if you keep this shit up. Maybe that's just fucking me.
I was just sending it to you, Ethan. They're human skulls, not a horse head, so it's not a death threat. Human heads. I was trying to tell everybody that you have the best head on the internet. See, it's a compliment. It's a compliment, buddy. Oh, you interpreted wrong. That's not my fault. Oh my. That's how their brains work, man. They're rotten.
I don't know what the hell you're supposed to interpret from that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking piece of shit. There isn't much else to say about this interview. It's just riddled with repeatedly bad arguments and not much informed to do with responding to critiques to Ian's content. Well, other than this.
I think the common defense from the other side would be something along the lines of like, don't use charity as a shield.
I hate the side and other side thing too, because it's clear that everyone's just playing team sports now and they refer to it as this side and that side. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm just using logic. I'm just like, I don't, this isn't a sides thing. Person. When someone fucks up, I call out the fuck up, and it's clear to me which side's fucked up more here, since we have to use sides. Not which side, which person.
Shield. But I think they completely missed the point that it's like, it's not a shield. It's just like, hurt me as much as you want. You know, it's basically saying like, you do not have a case.
Stop the cap.
A perfect segue into our next topic, Creator Clash. So as I mentioned earlier, shortly after my content cop.
What is the horse head is fellatiating you? Still death threat. I mean,
I would be more...
It's more of a rape threat.
I would be more concerned about the biology of how it's happening. Like the science
like if you woke
it.
up with the dead horse head between your legs instead of next to your head in bed. I mean, you'll never sleep naked again. I know that much, but...
I know, but I'm just saying, like...
That would cause real trauma. Not a hug.
How did
dead
you sleep through this being placed?
Bitch, you could sleep through a hurricane.
Yes, I have medicines.
Okay, well, that's hell.
So, okay, let's
I could put a dead horse head between your legs pretty easily.
That the mob is trying to send a message to also has to take my cocktail of medications before they go to bed.
Maybe.
My exact cocktail.
I believe Joe Biden has to take that cocktail.
I don't
And that you could get a horse head between
cocktail.
Joe Biden's legs. Sleepy Joe Biden? Yeah, you could get a dead horse head there.
He has to take that cocktail. I think that cocktail would kill him.
Well, he got to take chemo now. He got butt cancer.
Yeah, well.
Anissa's husband made an appearance on Hassan's Piker. So as I mentioned earlier, Anissa's husband made an appearance on Hassan Piker's stream where Hassan was watching Ethan's content nuke while raising money for charity. Sounds innocent enough, until you realize that this charity is linked to Creator Clash's Tiltify. I was so close to calling it. The only possible way this event is saved is if Hassan uses a socialist grift money, but even then, no one's gonna fucking show up. But
You were close, but you made the assumption that Hassan himself would do something charitable with his money, which is never gonna fucking happen. He'll do charitable shit with other people's money. His money?
All day
No.
long.
God, do you know how much a mortgage is on a $3 million mansion? He can't afford that.
Yeah, he's
Unironically,
gotta pay his bills.
he actually might not be able to afford that. Like his monthly bills to upkeep his lifestyle are insane.
Yeah,
he's in a position where if his streaming career ends tomorrow, he's homeless. Where Ethan just, well, he's in a mansion too. But so Well, if Asmongold's ends tomorrow, no one's coming to repossess that hoarder hell that he lives in. All right, he gets to continue living with his dead rats and cockroaches until the end of time, wiping his tooth blood on the wall.
I was gonna say, his blood on his wall.
Yeah, tooth blood. Gross.
Could you imagine like a crime scene tech?
Imagine
going
what
in
it
there
smells like in there.
Like the
oh, you would have to go in there with the fucking.
shit.
You would have to go in there with the fucking Breaking Bad mask.
Yeah,
Can you imagine what it smells like in
hazmat.
there?
But I'm just saying, like, imagine they sprayed luminol. It would light up like a goddamn Christmas tree.
It looked like a fucking Jackson Pollock painting.
Ugh.
Oh.
I was wrong when I said Hassan was going to use the socialist grift money. Of course he wouldn't. He's the worst fucking socialist ever. So now anybody who goes to the Creator Clash 3 Tiltify, oh wow, it looks like they've raised a ton of money. Fuck no, it was Hassan's stream. Look at
there's your breakdown, guys. Here, I'll show it real quick because I know you didn't see this when I covered it. But there you go. He's made over $215,000. $210,000 of that came from Hassan Piker's stream, because this is top funders. These are people using a link. So that means he posted his link in his chat. It's linked to his stream. $210,000. iDubbbz, people using his link probably during that same stream, only did $15,000. So
15,000.
Jesus Christ.
God.
Look at this. Like the
No one cares about the charity. They care about dick riding Hassan or thinking they're getting some kind of internet own. That's what this is all about. We're going to own them with money.
Yep.
The overwhelming majority of this money is from Hassan's charity stream. By comparison, iDubbbz raised jack shit. Now, since Anissa and husband stepped down, much has taken place. 2 more fighters have dropped out, Freddie Wong and LA Beast, meaning the event has no main card fight and 2 other fighters without opponents. The event was delayed and moved from Tampa to LA, and fighters have continued to voice concerns, mainly blaming these issues on Ian and Anissa, rightfully so. While I still won't be supporting this event and still feel like you should donate directly to charity, or donate to me if you want to waste your money, by that I mean don't fucking support this sinking ship, I will give credit to the
donating directly to charity is better, or if you want to waste money, donating to literally any streamer, including this one, is better than giving it to any of those rich assholes.
New owners for transparency, as it has caused Ian to face one
What
of
if he can chill a little bit in his video? I can do it too.
my critiques head on. Before I get directly into that, I'm going to clarify Creator Clash 3's business model, since the new owners have made it a lot more obvious and transparent. This year, the event is explicitly a for-profit event, and the only charity aspect is a separate Tiltify donation campaign. Kind of completely defeats the purpose of the event, but I digress. Please stop calling me gay. In the previous...
You can't call it a charity event when you kept the charity separate from the event. Like, at that point, you can't call it... it's more accurate to his original statement, where it has a charity aspect to it, but you can't call that a charity event, just like you can't put a fucking St. Jude's tip jar on the counter of a Subway and call it a charity Subway. It's not how that fucking works.
Yeah.
2 events, any surplus of money from running the event went directly to charity after any expenses were paid. I had assumed the same thing was going to be happening this year, and the Tiltify was only just added as a shield in case things went wrong again, but I was incorrect. But you can't really call this a charity event anymore. And I do still think that giving a cut of that surplus...
And they are still calling it that, even under the new owners, even under the new organizers to it. That is still the biggest selling point to the event, is that it's for charity. They are still misleading people.
Money to charity would be better, but that doesn't matter. What does matter is that I was absolutely right about Ian and Anissa taking a profit thanks to these new owners showing the accounting. Ian then had to make some half-assed apology to Reddit for not being transparent enough, and all I can say to that is this: hey dumbass, we told you.
He's made another response that I doubt is in this because it just came out yesterday or today, so we'll watch that afterward. But apparently iDubbbz has officially addressed the 35% figure that he's supposed to take, and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm very curious to see what his response is. But we'll watch that after this, guys, since it's relevant.
This last time, you still weren't transparent enough this time, and now you're getting criticized for it, dipshit. Fucking read. Now I gotta say, and I can't blame the new owners for this, but this whole business model feels extremely scammy. Creator Clash was always advertised as a charity event. In Creator Clash 1, Ian got paid. We didn't know that. In Creator Clash 2, they didn't get paid because they lost money. But in Creator Clash 3, they were gonna take 34%, and none of the money made from the event went to charity. It's only this Tiltify. That feels pretty scammy, in my opinion. If it was more explicitly stated by Ian and Anissa like it has been by these new owners, maybe I wouldn't be feeling like this is some sort of fucking scam. It's extremely deceptive and misleading to your audience. Even when trying to escape criticism, the spineless cuck and the snake get shown for what they are yet again. Let's see how they feel now that the event is out of their hands.
I'm the happiest I've ever been. I know people are like,
Cope.
Cope, but I truly am genuinely the.
I'm happy. Look how happy I am.
She's so happy.
Where have I heard that before?
Happiest I've ever been.
Let's see if if I can do this and, you know, run the event as well. And we did for a period, but
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's in better hands.
yeah, it's definitely in better hands. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's definitely in better hands. That's
She can't. Her ego will not let her say that somebody can run it better than her. She had it right the first time. It's in better hands. Well, I mean, not definitely better hands. I mean, they're as equal to. Yeah, like oh my god, dude. This is Michael Scott levels of self-awareness.
Yep.
That's disingenuous. I don't think it's definitely in better hands.
You gotta love how Anissa is so unwilling to engage with her mistakes that she inadvertently attacks the new owners of the event by implying that they are incapable of handling the event. What a fucking dumb bitch. Before we go on to our final topic,
She's sabotaging it in her effort to save it from the sabotage that she's already done. She's sabotaging the new people who she hired to save it. Jesus, like she can't help herself.
I'd like to correct a part of my content cop where I misspoke. Funnily enough, it has absolutely nothing to do with Ian, though. There's been very few people to actually leave H3's crew. Only one is left on bad terms. Hell, Dan's been there for like 7 years, if not more. So, no actual crew members ever left on bad terms. That was a misspeak on my part. I was trying to refer to Ethan's old housekeeper who was suing him, but as of now, I don't think that's gone anywhere, so yeah, there's that. To wrap up this video, I'm gonna...
Yeah, which I guess... I mean, that's an employee of his that left on bad terms, but that had nothing to do with Ethan. But she's not a crew member. Crew refers to employment and people employed by the podcast, not by Ethan himself.
To give Ian some clarity on something he really doesn't seem to understand. Ian, nobody really cares that you wanted to change up your content. Sure.
Some people did. But you can recover from that.
Yeah.
Ethan did it. And iDubbbz is jealous of the fact that Ethan did what he could not, which was purge his audience of all the people who love the N-word, of all the edgy people, and then make his content quote-unquote clean and less edgy, and still build a new audience. iDubbbz desperately wanted to do that and couldn't. And now he's become so desperate, he surgically attached his lips to Hassan Piker's asshole.
Sure, for some of us that liked your old content, it was kind of a bummer. But the problem actually arose through your extreme overcorrection and making your entire public personality about not...
Well, when Edgar dies, at least we have someone to replace him to make awful movies. iDubbbz kind of looks like a Terminator.
A sickly one.
No, he looks like...
Sure, I guess.
He looks like one of the people Jesse from Breaking Bad would hang out with in that period when he had all the fucking meth heads in his house just writing on the walls. That would be iDubbbz. He'd be in the corner all methed out, drawing tattoos on himself and on the wall. Yeah.
Not being your old self. You're very bad at responding to criticism, and not all of us get it right the first time. Sometimes you gotta mature and be more level-headed and let time pass and learn from your mistakes. You can make mistakes and grow from them. That's fine. But don't make that your entire fucking personality. And even if you don't resonate with it anymore, don't shit on people who enjoyed your old content. You come off as disingenuous and extremely fucking annoying. Now, I've made my own...
All true.
mistakes in the past, and I won't pretend to be some fucking moral peach, okay? I just want to entertain people. But I can confidently say that you've proven to be a malicious piece of shit with that wife who's an even bigger fucking snake. The way you backstabbed your friends, lied to the public about your charity event, and managed to mishandle every fucking thing that you touch over the past several years, while doing everything you can to suck up to people whose purity tests you immediately fail, is extremely fucking pathetic. And so, goodbye, Deputy Washburn. At one point in time, you would have been missed. Or maybe I'm just fucking retarded. But that's gonna do it for today's content, Deputy. For those unaware, I have confirmed that I will be doing more of these content cops in the future. So leave all your suggestions of the people that you love to hate in the comments below. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter and all the other shit. And I think I have a Discord or something. I don't know. I'll leave you with the conclusion to the Grifter Saga. Enjoy.
Where's the Hassan content cop, Cameron?
Where's the Hassan Piker content comp?
I want to see Hassan's Piker, bro. See the Hassan Piker. Come on, where's the content cop at, bro? Where's the video on Hassan Abi, bro?
What about Hassan Parker, bro?
Come on, show us the content cop on Hassan Abi. He's a weirdo. And I want a content cop on Hassan Abi. He's a weirdo. He's a freak. He's a racist. No.
Hassan Piker!
Come on, I want a video.
Pretty good editing at the end. I'll give him that.